Hi guys, hope everyone's having a good week. It's Friday, my guys. And unfortunately, as you might tell from only one GB currently being visible, Effect cannot join me today. So you're stuck with just my voice, I'm afraid. You're just gonna have to hopefully not get too worn out from it. He is away for good reason, so we'll forgive him. It's okay, he's traveling. He can't exactly travel and, you know, join stream, so we'll forgive him. As long as he gets where he's going safely. That's my one caveat. Hey Ghost, how you been, man? You doing alright? Hope you had a good week. As for what we're doing today, this is going to be another stream where I feel like we're going to say, Effect will fix it, you know? I think we're going to say that a lot because we're on people again. It always seems to be the streams that we make people that Effect seems to miss. And almost every time that we've done a stream making people, we've ended up making some random fucking names that Effect has had to explain away somehow in post. I'm really starting to think I should put Effect will fix it on a t-shirt. I don't know. It just seems to be such a common thing to be said. Had a good day, was weeding and fighting red ants. Ooh, fun. Like red ants? Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit nerdy. Like what kind of red ants? Like just standard British red ants? Like they didn't have stingers or anything, they were just biting, or did they have stingers? Because if they had stingers, then they're not actually standard British red ants, although there's multiple distinctions of red ant in the UK. But probably if they had stingers, they're more likely European fire ants. Fun fact. Which we have shit tons of in the UK now. They're quite invasive. They're nasty. I'm guessing you probably have absolutely zero clue, but you know, I just figure I might ask. If we ever need to make, like, ants for this world. I mean, I should do that, to be fair. And I've got it down. I know so much random shit about ants. It was one of my hyperfixations for a little bit as an ADHD person. Normal red ants that bite, fair enough. Double gloves onto the bite and get through. Smart, very smart. You know, there's a really easy way, okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say on ants, I swear, but there's a really easy way to distinguish if they're European fire ants without having to actually see the ants or feel the sting. Obviously you can see the stingers, right, like if you were to get close enough and examine one, but European fire ants actually make what we call multi-hive colonies, so they actually have multiple mounds, and they can have, like, I know they can have, like, a dozen in, like, 10 square feet. It's mental. So if you ever find, like, lots of little mounds popping up everywhere, probably European fire ants, because they won't kill each other, because they're all technically part of the same colony, but they make multiple hives with multiple queens. It's kind of crazy. They invade so much, that's why they're actually, like, killing off our native ant populations right now. And that is the last of my ant TED talk that you're going to hear from me today. I'm glad you didn't get bit, though. They are the most irritating things ever. I love ants, but getting bit by them and the irritation it causes is definitely not something I strive to happen. That made sense, grammatically. But yeah, I've done a little bit of gardening myself recently, not gonna lie, been quite nice. I know, a ginger being out in the sun, it's been dangerous. Haven't burnt yet, touch wood. So that's kind of interesting. I did have a European fire ant infestation in my garden, and I did, although I love ants, I did kill them. Because they were killing off my black ants in the garden. Because they are an invasive species, so the more you know. It was a sad day. Sad day. And on that note, we're going to get back on topic. So we're creating people. Woo! So we've done this a few streams. As you guys know, we've kind of got into this rhythm where we'll do people one week, then we'll do plants the next week, then we'll do animals. Or people, then animals, then plants. And then we just kind of go back and we start all over again. And we're slowly filling out more and more information on all of these regions, the kinds of people that are there, the kinds of animals, and the kinds of plants. So we're actually getting more of a... I'm not making ant people. We have too many races already, God. But yeah, we're trying to get more of a complete picture of the world, start adding some flavor and some character into each of the regions that differentiate them, start talking about, you know, what kind of people live there and how are they different, etc. Yeah, Killix from Star Wars, they're basically ant people. It's very true. Except with more mind powers. But yeah, so we're on the Obsidian Fells. So we started doing this last week with plants. We actually were at the end of our triple like sequence. And we decided to do some plants in the Obsidian Fells because we were working on the trolls, but we already done a lot of plants for them, so we decided to move to this region. Upon which we realised that our notes are so scattered, it's unbelievable, so we've had to kind of relearn who the trolls were in this region. We then had a really fun stream talking about like land, coral, cacti combination things, which was great. We will do another plant episode on the Obsidian Fells before we move off this region. So we're doing people today, we'll do animals next week, then we'll do one more plant section, then we'll see where we're going from there, but I have a feeling then we'll be in a more comfortable position to move on to a different region and start dipping our toes in there. So yeah, for anyone who wasn't here last time, who are the orcs? Well, this is their land. This is called the Obsidian Fells. It's the native region to the orcs. It is also the native region to the Jesuit, which are essentially like a cross between goblins, gremlins, and I don't even know how else to describe them. They're creative, mischievous little bastards who have sticky fingers but like super good at inventing things and cause chaos. Best way to put it. They have like a bluish skin. They are from this region as well. They hail from down here towards the snowy regions of the Chipwoods, where the orcs themselves tend to be from more this central region. The orcs have a very militaristic culture. I think the best way, in fact I've written it down as a note here, they're basically French Romans, so they are very militaristic, Roman-esque kind of military culture, very regimented, very intelligent and smart when it comes to warfare, not the kind of people you want to fuck with. We've got some example names there, so one person who already exists in the orcish world is a guy called Malachi Riviere, who is, if you go onto Tales of Calabria over on the website, is the author, quote-unquote, obviously Effect actually wrote it, of The Founding of Somnithurgy, a treatise on the origins of the Dreamweave, which is a literal, like, 20-page thesis on how magic works in the world of Calabria. Okay, not 20, but it's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12-page thesis on how magic works in the world of Calabria and how the Dreamweave works and how Dreamweavers work, which is all really cool. But here's one example of an orc name. We also have a few words that are remembered in Old Orcish. So, Orcish as a language has faded out over time, but there's a few words that they still remember that are still used in day-to-day speech, which have a very kind of Latin-sounding root. Kind of somewhat unsurprising, given again, they're kind of basically French Romans. So, wara being war, orak is honor, bata, battle, etc, etc, etc. They also have a few phrases they'll use in day-to-day life, which is essentially all about how war and death and dying in battle is not a bad thing, which again adds to that militaristic culture of theirs. Desire being death may claim me when it deserves me, wara me, war claims me you, and victoire ocule, which is we see victory once more. So yeah, this is kind of their culture that I think is kind of important. Yeah, language is very French-Latin inspired, Gaelic roots to explain the non-translatable into one-word nature of it as well. Bit of a mix, so I think that's the gist in terms of language, naming conventions, styles, etc. that we're going to start with. And in terms of how we normally lay these out, we're going to hop into the Google Docs here and I will show you an example. Obviously this I haven't reformatted yet, but that's fine, because normally you guys won't see this, because this is quote-unquote done. But we talk about, hey, like, who are they? Like, this is literally the structure. So we say, what's the person's name? What do they do? What shop do they run? Or what position do they have in society? That it's important that we name them in these documents. You know, we don't need to name every Tom, Dick, and Harry who, you know, walks the streets of the capital, Wara. What we do need to do is we need to name the important people. Who are the shopkeepers? Who are the tavern owners? Who are the political leaders? Who are the main generals, etc. People of interest that can help our GMs really get a feel for the world when they read the documents. Just quickly popping in to say you're all amazing. Have a good stream. Thank you, Bulbu. Miss you already. Hope you're doing good, bud. Thanks for coming to say hi. I hope you have a lovely evening. And you better be around tomorrow for games. But yes, so the reason we don't just want to name like every random person is for that reason exactly. Like, Our aim is to make a world that is well-founded enough that a GM could just pick it up and drop their players into it and have a really solid understanding of how it works and what to expect. Our aim is not to take away the creative integrity of GMs, and these are just suggestions. Of course, a GM is welcome to then take this information, change it around, have different shopkeeper names, have different shops. It doesn't really matter. We just want to give them a solid foundation to go off of, with some examples of things that they might want to use. So that's our aim. That's where we're at. Okay. So a large part today is going to be, thinking up those names, thinking up those shop names, tavern names, positions of power. So for example, we know that in Warra there is the, well, we can start there. Champion of War is the head of the Aartog autocracy. Champions in our world being the lowest form of divinity. They are mortals who have ascended to divine power. They are known as champions, and they're given a domain to kind of rule over. The Orcish leader is one of these champions. We know it's a she. I think Effect has done a little bit of work on it. I don't think we ever came up with her actual name. We were always just like, oh, she's the champion of war. She's the queen of the orcs. Yada, yada, yada. That's as far as we got. Literally, like, this is, like, most of the notes we had on orcs. Like, this is, like, one page. You do not understand how little this is compared to, like, everything else we've done. And I think there's some bits scattered throughout some of the other documents, but, you know. Oh, don't worry, Ghost. You get to the emblem when you get to the emblem. There is absolutely no rush on Colabria whatsoever. As always, we really appreciate you wanting to contribute to the project and have some of your art and stuff up on the website. It's incredible. The ones you've done so far are great. But no rush whatsoever. Okay, this is all just some fun for everyone to get involved in. Please don't feel pressured. You're all good. Honestly, don't you worry. But yeah, so we're kind of like missing a lot of stuff. So, right. She's the head of the Orcish, well, of the Aartog autocracy. Am I spelling this right? I feel like I always spell it wrong. No, it is like that. Okay. We knew she was strong-willed and immortal because she's a champion. Feared and respected in equal measure. I feel like that about sums it up for her. Don't know what a name though. We need like a French-ish name. That's a statement and a half, isn't it? A French-ish name. I wish Barna was here. You know, if Barna was here, this would be like so much easier. Wait, I need to message Barna. If we can... yeah, hold on. Barnaby, you Colabria Ignite. We making French, Roman, orcs could use some input names if you're not busy. Absolutely no pressure, because I'm a nice person sometimes. There we go. She might be away. Barna might be away. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm a nice person sometimes. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, you know? I feel like that'd be mean. I'm not gonna... I try not to lie. I say things with full belief, and then if those things fall through, then that isn't because I lied, it's because I genuinely thought I could do them. Them's be the works. But yeah, personally, I'm not great with French names. This is why, see, Effect is normally so good with the names. That's why he's the best guy for it, honestly. And Effect has abandoned me to go traveling. No, I'm joking. He's actually traveling back home. He was staying in Germany, so he's heading back to Bosnia now. Kind of wild if some of you guys didn't actually know that that was a thing. That's where he's from, but there you go. He's been very open about it, so. I know it's like a several day traveling kind of thing, so we wish him the best of luck and all the safety in the world. I know we talked about the Champion of War, like, keeping away from the, like, public eye. She's more of a, she almost is like a living myth. As many of the champions are, you know, because of their divine power and their ascension to that level of divinity. There are certain risks, of course. Now, they may be immortal in terms of they cannot age or die naturally, but that doesn't mean they can't be killed. So I think that's part of why maybe quite a lot of our champions, they don't run in particularly populated circles, might be the best way to put it. But having said that, there must be some advisors to the autocracy that obviously have contact with her. Okay, I think this makes sense. So the Champion of War, we know, for example, is the head of the Aartog autocracy, essentially like the queen figure. Strong-willed and immortal, feared and respected in equal measure. And she keeps away from the public eye. Living myth. I should probably put a different punctuation here. A living myth. However, she has contact with several advisors in the autocracy who carry out her wishes and work to keep her informed. I think that is a good start. We've made one singular person. We haven't sorted names out yet because, you know, we need a French person in chat, preferably. Let's see if Banner's around. If not, you know, it's fine. I can make up some reasonable sounding French names, I think. Actually, don't quote me on that, because we probably can't. Also, by the way, this is Wara. That's where we're starting. Which literally is the old Orcish name for war. So we could not get any more obvious about naming here. We can also have a look at how they've named some of the towns and things to get an idea. So we have some harsher sounding consonants. Jesus Christ. Rakesk, Zikla, Inkar, Akis, Lakresk. No, quite a lot of harsh ones. Yes, hello, ghost. I see you there. Crazy. I feel like it's gonna be quite a chance today. You know, it's just effects not here. Everyone's like, damn, wish effect was here. I feel it too. So you're just gonna have to deal with me chatting shit for the whole stream. Actually, I should just like do some of these. So like every stream? Yo, I let Effect talk so much in streams, don't even. In fact, I feel like I actually talk way less than Effect these days. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but legitimately I think I speak less than Effect these days. I'm normally pretty tired, like I have very long weeks, doing stuff. You know, adulting, which is exhausting. But yeah, I mean, Effect, I feel like Effect definitely talks more than I do these days. Or like, normally when I'm talking, I'm just reading out chat. Like, I'm just chatting shit. I'm like reading out Griff's dad jokes, or like, you know, chatting with Bulbu, or telling Bulbu and Flux off for flirting with each other. I love that Effect can't even hear me right now and he's actually giving advice. I can't hear, I'm on the road, but read Champion of War, go creative prompts, Rally of Orcs. It mentions her, some qualities of hers, and quotes. I completely forgot about that. We're gonna shoot him a quick message in chat as a response because he can't hear. We're gonna thank him for his incredible contribution to everything. And for just being an amazing human being. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to pin it. I'm doing so well right now. Hold on. Oh, he's not driving. Throws right sound. Thank you. No, Effect isn't driving, don't worry. I don't think so. I think we had this conversation the other night. He's not actually driving, but I bloody hope he's not driving. You better not be driving and texting. He's not driving. No, I'm convinced. I'm convinced he's not driving. We did talk about this the other night, and he actually told me, and I've already forgotten, which is kind of hilarious. I have no memory. Okay. Creative prompts. Rally of the Orcs. Oh yeah, because we need someone to voice this. We need a strong woman to voice this, aka not me. Okay. Yeah, so she's like, the weaklings beyond the borders, call us raiders and savages, our own callers, guardians protecting its tradition. We're not destroyers, leaving ash and ruin in our wake. We are builders, carving monuments from stone and iron that even time cannot challenge. We do not kneel to stories told by others, we seize the right to write our own. I ask you, my kin, what is our legacy? Love that. Okay. Okay, so the High Ruler is an elusive figure. Okay, getting it. Yippee. Bana! Bana, we need French names. we need French sounding names. So here's the thing. Thank you for joining so fast. Bana, you're a legend. I messaged you and you're like here, and I appreciate that more than you could possibly know. We're just gonna pop this in here. Oh, I hate that size is different. Excuse me. No. Okay, so basically, Bana, the orcs are like basically French Romans. Okay, so we have some notes here. So for example, their language is French Latin inspired, using French but yet Gaelic roots to explain the non-translatable one-word nature of it. So for example, there's a desere could mean death may claim me when it deserves me. It's a long translation from like a very short thing. Oh my god, I need someone to gift him a sub. We're just gonna chat shit for a minute. Okay, we'll wait for the ad break. We're waiting for the ad break. We'll wait. Hold up. I apologize for ads, guys. Twitch has a minimum ad threshold that we have to reach now. So, unfortunately, it has to be set to that. All he heard was orcs are. Oh no. Okay, we're just gonna sit here for a minute and chill while we wait for ads to end. I'm back. Oh, that was quick. Get with the times for something. I mean, Ghost, if you wanted to gift him one, you know, I'm sure he wouldn't object. But no, I'm joking. You don't have to, yeah. So orcs are essentially like French Roman Empire, okay? So they are heavily Roman inspired in terms of their militaristic kind of side of them. Their language is very much an in-between French and Latin, so it's more of like a Latin-rooted French almost, but with Gaelic kind of roots as well, where one word could mean like almost a whole sentence, right? That kind of very Gaelic system. So defendre would be defend, or, you know, etc., which sounds very French. But then we have all this kind of stuff, right? So basically, the people, we're going to need some kind of French words to reflect that. So we have one name of an individual already, Malachi Reveri, which Effect made up ages ago. Problem is, I'm not very good at making up names, and I'm especially not good at making up names that are inspired by a language that I am terrible at speaking. I can write it reasonably. Speaking, not a fucking chance in heaven. So, or hell, which is where I'll be going because I'm ginger and gay. So, if you could give us a hand for a strong female name for the kind of elusive high ruler of the autocracy, it would be much appreciated. And if you can put like a little French twist on it, it would be even better. You know, I don't ask for much, just like crazy things like that. Totally valid, right guys? Right? And now we wait for streams to catch up. I actually don't know what the delay's like today. Might be pretty bad. I know I've had some issues with stream delay recently. Or my personal one, but you know. Also, Banner, I feel being poor. It's okay. Okay, see. Good. So I explained that well enough. Because if I need to explain it in any other ways or like change the way I explain it, I'm absolutely happy to. I know I just gave you like a really quick rundown on like the orcs and stuff, but that's the vibe. So it doesn't need to be like exactly French. Like you could take a French name and like manipulate it a little bit, or you can give us French names and we can see how we might be able to turn it slightly more Latin-y. Obviously French, much like English and deriving from Latin, there's obviously going to be elements of that anyway, but we could always like try and just take what is a normal French name and modify it to our purpose. I'm going to be honest, I just don't really know what French names are. And how they name their children. Okay, so see, this is something we haven't really discussed, Barna, so this is why I kind of wanted you here as well. So in terms of orc lifespans, this actually might help us out a little bit. So let's get the race page up. Let's have a think about that. First name, surname kind of thing? I think so. Yeah, because the orcs are claimed to be adults around 16 and they live to see around 180 years. So I don't think they use any kind of like pet name type stuff ever. I think they definitely are quite formal, especially with the kind of militaristic backing. So I think, yeah, like first name, last name, I think is a very good way of doing it. I mean, yeah, I think that's good. Potentially even 3 names for some of the maybe wealthier ones to differentiate, if we're going for more of like that Roman feel. If that makes sense. But let's aim for 2 names. Maybe 3 names for posher folk. Do they? Okay. Actually, no, that's a stupid question, because I know you have a million middle names. I was about to ask if French people generally have middle names, but, oh my god, Ghost, thank you so much for giving Barna a tier 1 sub. I was joking, you didn't have to, but I really appreciate that, and I'm sure Barna does too. You gifted 3 subs to the channel now, shit. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Now Barna doesn't have to deal with the insufferable ads. They sometimes do. Okay, so is it like less common in French to have like middle names? I'm learning stuff today. This is a let's ask the French person everything about French culture. It's kind of stream now. Actually, do you know what? Tell you what, Barna, do you want to actually, I haven't done this before on Colabria, so this will be a first, but do you want to potentially come and join me in VC? If you're available? Because you know what, I feel like your expertise on this area will be quite helpful, and fuck it, I don't like just hearing my voice. So if you did potentially want to come join me on VC, I would say you're absolutely welcome to, and you can join the waiting room on the Colabria Discord, and I'll bring you in. You can be my co-writer for today's stream. And sorry, Ghost, I only have 1 person in Calabria stream chat with me at a time. It's a rule of mine. Okay, here we go. We're getting Bonner in. Hello.
Hello. I should.
Oh, I see your little face. It's your cat icon is now on stream. That's beautiful.
Oh,
stunning.
That's cute. Okay, I like that.
So people can see when you're talking. Okay, here we go. Here, we have the resident French expert in now, guys. Everyone say hello to Barna. This is Barna.
Hello.
Barna's great. Barna's amazing.
The French.
The French one.
I
this
am.
is resident Frenchie
The
right
French
here.
one.
Oui, oui.
Resident Frenchie.
Yeah.
Si vous voulez, je peux parler en français pendant. Je peux faire tout le stream en français. Comme ça, vous avez vraiment.
Yeah, I'm lost. I'm lost already.
Expérience.
I'm lost already. Okay, so yeah,
Okay,
so Barna,
that's
did I
right.
explain that quite well? Did you understand the gist of this region
Yeah.
now? You kind of understand how they work?
Kind of.
The vibe.
I have a few questions about
Okay.
the kind of place they're living in, so I can really map out the experience of, because like it's an autocracy, right?
It is, yeah. So the Champion of War, who's this person that we've just kind of typed up some information about, she is a literal immortal being who's been granted some semblance of divine power, which is what champions are in our world. They're like the lowest form of divinity. And obviously her domain that she carries herself over is war itself. She is, I think affects wording is best, elusive figure, known to be the orchestra leader for many generations. She's a warrior in her own right. Her grit, like her grace, has often been compared to the purest and basic form of art, war. Dun dun dun. So yeah, not many people know who she is necessarily, but I feel like she needs to have some kind of like strong sounding name. You know what I mean? Like something
Strong sounding name, yeah.
something that like really makes you kind of think, damn, wouldn't want to fuck with that. You know what I mean?
I do know exactly what you mean. It's just going to be interesting, kind of setting it up.
Translating that with a French
Like-
name.
Yeah, right. Like, because the thing is, right? There are lots of There are a lot of old-sounding French names. Like it really depends on kind of the time period. If we're going for old Roman style, then we need like some really old-sounding names.
Yeah, like Latin-y rooted names. So, I mean, here's the example name that Affectors use. Malachi, however the fuck you pronounce that last name, Reveri, is one of the ones that Affectors already made. He's a scholar. He helped, he wrote the thesis on the Dreamweave and on Dream Magic, so...
Okay.
Orcs in our world aren't necessarily... They're militaristic, but they're not stupid. They're not, like, barbaric. That's why we're saying more Roman-esque. Like, they're more regimented, intelligent, strategic. You know? So they are, like, they have, like, a level of intelligence to them. Maybe not so much on literacy, but, you know, certainly on a lot of these things.
I mean, they're orcs, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we differ a little bit, because they have that intelligence to them that you wouldn't want to fuck with them. They're not necessarily stupid, but they're not... But their focus, their intelligence largely stems in war and conflict, right? And in weapons and arts, you know. It's considered art to them. It's very much gladiatorial kind of vibe.
Illiterate French people.
Well, they're not illiterate, but they're just...
Well, they're Gauls, then.
Yeah, they're basically Gaul. Oh my god, yeah, they basically are. But more
So
Roman
let's
in
look
their
up old Gaulish.
regimenting. You know what I mean?
Okay. Because, like, you could have fun with this basically full asterisk and asterisks.
Because we do have that Gaul, so that Gaelic influence to the language. Because, like I said, we have like one word can mean like a sentence, right? There's meaning inferred from words, which obviously we don't have so much in modern, even you know, French, English, etc. But it is a very Gaelic thing to have like one word actually mean like a phrase, or a couple of words mean a whole phrase. So yeah, we could definitely go more Gaelic-y.
That with French.
Yeah, it's not as
So,
common
I
though,
mean,
you know.
Yeah. Let's look up a French source for this prénom gaulois.
Using like French Google. Was it
Yeah.
Google.fr?
Yeah,
Is that the French one? Because it's not .co.uk, is it? Because that's UK.
No, definitely
It's not .us because that's the US. So I'm wondering, is it .fr?
I actually don't know. Actually,
I think
to be
German
honest.
is like
I think it's just.
.d something which makes sense, right? Because it's Deutschland, so it's
I mean, Google.fr. Does that exist? I guess it does. Yeah, it does exist. So
French.
I don't know why
Google.
I'm checking. I know it does. I used it.
No, not French Google Translate, just French Google. Yeah, Google.fr.
Just
Yeah,
look up
see,
Google.fr.
www.google.fr. I fucking called it. I'm just saying. Sorry, right? That's way off topic. TED Talk times.
So,
Mhm.
there are divinity. Okay, there's some divinity, so like deities.
Well, this is kind of a...
Which is, sort of-
see, the champion is basically a lesser deity.
Interesting.
So,
Let's see if I can
I mean, I
find
should probably
something
go over
else.
that briefly for anyone who hasn't been aware of that. So we have levels of divinity in our world. So we have primordials at the very top. So they make up all that is, right? So, for example, the world that everyone's living in is life stream. So all of the primordials are like slumbering beings, essentially. So life stream is the material plane. Death stream is obviously the realm of the dead. We've got chaos's dream, which is like a realm where all failed existences have gone to die, which is interesting. But then you have, you know, Sesame itself, which is the world that is asleep and things are living on its back. Then below them we have the divines, and the divines have been granted power by different primordials to essentially watch over everything in their place. So they're kind of like the children of the primordials. And then below them, you have champions. Now, champions are mortal beings that have risen to enough power or influence to have been granted some level of divine power, making them immortal, at least to the extent of they won't die natural causes, they won't age. They can obviously still be killed, though. They have got power that can help bring balance to areas that are lacking based on what divines there are and aren't, etc. Because the whole world is all about balance. So it could come from Ode themselves, which is literally fate. Or it could come from any of the divines or primordial beings. If a lack of balance was found, they'd then give that power to a mortal, the champion of war being one of those. Oh my god, Flex is in chat. Right, hydrate and posture check. Well, now that you're in voice chat with me, Bunny, you better have a drink there. You better be hydrating. You better be looking after yourself.
Actually, I do have a glass of water.
Okay, you gotta hydrate with me then. Chat says so.
I did. I had
Wonderful.
2 glasses of non-alcoholic wine, we'll say, for stream's sake.
Oh no, it turns out if you have mature stream on, it's actually, wait, I don't know if I have mature stream on for Colabria. Ignore me. Continue.
I think you might, but I'm not
I think I do, but like I'm not sure enough to be like, you know. Anyway.
Okay, so she would be a kind of
lesser deity, basically.
An immortal, lesser deity.
She's kind of like a living myth because she doesn't really show herself that much to the public. But she is. But when she does, it's like in big speeches and like, you know, rally cries and things. Like she will be the first onto a battlefield, you know, but she will not necessarily just wander among mortals.
Wouldn't hang out with the plebeians.
The plebes.
Well, I'm looking through plebes. I've found a really interesting list of prénoms féminins en gaulois. So basically just women's names.
Thank you.
In Gaulish.
So Gaulish is like an ancient Gaelic, really, isn't it? It's like a Gaelic dialect.
It's very, very, very mixed in with Gaelic. Because, for instance, one of their primary deities is Cernunnos. So I'm sure there are some many, many, many similarities to find within sort of Gaelic.
Well, there was a hell of a lot of trade between the Britannic tribes and a lot of the tribes of Gaul. So back in history.
Yes.
As much as the Romans want to pretend that they found England first, like, no, they've been trading over the water for a long time before then. But,
yeah. But to be fair, we could call like she could have a name like Boudica.
Oh, we could definitely do a play on that. Ooh,
you could do a play on Boudica, and then potentially have as a last name if you really want to Frenchify it. You could, give me some adjectives that describe her. Actually, I've got the stream on hand. I can actually just have a look. A Lucifera shroud, if you will.
What about Boudicea instead of Boudica to like make it a little bit more Latin-y? Yeah, like "ia" on the end of words is very Latin. It's a very kind of like rooted thing.
I have a Latin expert I live with. If you'd like,
oh my god,
ask her some questions.
I mean, is she available to hop on stream right now and like have a chat with us?
No.
Damn it, no, it's fine.
No, she's got a friend over.
We'll forgive. Maybe next time. Maybe between now and next week you can ask her and have her type some stuff up for us in the Discord.
I'll ask her.
But no rush, no pressure.
I mean, if it's asking her questions about Latin, she will happily.
Borissia. I'm gonna say Borissia because it sounds slightly different. We know that the root is in Boudica, which is a nice little like nod towards obviously a very famous figure in our history. Borissia, but it sounds more like Latin-y. I'm getting so much better at rolling my letters, by the way. Can we just acknowledge that right now? I could not do it for shit before, but I'm doing so much better now. I've been having to practice so much with this goddamn project. I'm joking. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. But it's stress.
It probably would be damned by God. That's why we're going to hell, you know.
Oh no, I'm just going to hell because I'm gay.
Well, and ginger.
And ginger, sorry. Yeah. No, you're right.
You know?
Double trouble. I'm disabled in 2 different ways, and I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right then.
Not about the ginger part. To be fair, that is a disability. We have so many problems. It's not even funny.
We do. I didn't realize how many problems we had until I actually started like looking into it. And
dude, like painkillers don't work the same. Anesthesia doesn't really work. Like
the anesthesia one I found out about and realized. Oh, that's why the dentist is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, no, they actually
Okay,
like have to
wait.
use more. It's crazy. Anyway, we're off topic.
Yeah, it is awful.
It's up to
Let's-
25%, by the way. Recent studies have shown up to 25% more than the average person, which is an insane amount medically speaking. That is absolutely most medical people will be like, oh yeah, 3% is a big difference. Like 25% more anesthesia required on gingers than on average other person is insane.
God damn, we are just not made to survive, are we?
No, you know, ginger is a gene mutation anyway. Okay, we're not getting. We'll have this conversation later. But yeah, TED Talk, right? Squirrel.
Yeah.
Okay. So Borussia we'll say as the first name, and then let's try and bring in. Yeah, let's try and bring in some more Frenchiness for the last name. What do you think?
I think a French-sounding last name and a first name that's kind of old,
kind of
Gaulish,
ghoulish Latin mix.
Yeah, so
nice.
anything that's Latin or Celtic or Gaelic, kind of just mix those all together and just pick randomly, because it could. A lot of those names have like deeper meaning, whereas last names could be maybe more descriptive, and we could have them be composite last names. So for instance,
Expand.
So composite last names would be like from this place. So for instance, a name like Darcy, D''Arcy.
Are you using a little personal one there?
Yeah, you might as well. I just got back from a
name
party
drop.
where I was
No,
being called Darcy. So yeah, so
of course, because that's what D' is. Yeah. Oh my god, I hadn't even thought about that in French. That's actually really funny. Yeah. Because it's the being. Yeah. Oh my god, how have I never thought about that before?
Because it's
blows my
not
mind.
Really, like,
because I'm not French as well. I mean,
I guess when you hear it, you often just forget the apostrophes there, and it becomes kind of just a part of it.
No, I just mean in general with like French last names being like D' something. I've never thought about the fact that that's literally like of the place or like, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's something I've just never considered. We could do a D' type vibe.
Yeah,
that could be kind of fun, although they don't speak French, having that kind of like, again, nod towards the culture of that we're kind of trying to influence, like use to influence this could be nice.
Well, I think the question to ask ourselves is, what is the origin of their last names? Are their last names born from their, like, where they're born? Maybe their destiny or like their fate? Is it something that they're given at a certain age? Is it something that they choose themselves?
Ooh, these are so many good questions that we've not thought about.
These are, I mean, world building's kind of a passion. So, but I also love the intricate details.
Do you know, this is why we often say "effect will fix it" in post, which again I really want to put on a t-shirt, by the way. I will actually put that on a t-shirt and put it in the UK store. It will take a while to come to any of the other ones, but I will actually do that because so many people say it now especially when it comes to naming conventions. Also, I love how Ghost came back to us talking about being ginger, by the way. Anyway, but no, it's something we haven't really discussed when it comes to these guys. Like we kind of figured out the cultural history and identity of the people. Obviously, we have one example of a name, but that's all we've kind of got to go off of. I think an interesting thing, I think maybe it could be a bit of a mix. Like, some people have last names, but maybe that's more influenced by the human thing of like, oh, you're just born with the name of your parents, right? Well, let's think, how did the Romans do it? Because we said we were going to heavily inspire from the Romans, right? For this region.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
I think Romans had a family name, right? Because family lineage was considered quite important. But then they could also take a new name.
Praenomen, nomen, and cognomen. The nomen was a family name, and relatives who share it were gens. His full name was Caesar's full name was Gaius Julius Caesar. Julius being his nomen.
Although that wasn't actually his name, but yes.
It was of gens Julia. So in other words, so you've got a family name.
Then a personal name, essentially.
Personal name, and then what's
the third name then?
So a cognomen or third name that many Romans had. At first, the cognomen was a nickname, sometimes unofficial and sometimes granted officially. For example, as it is posited
Gaius
Caesar
Julius
at one
Caesar
point
became nicknamed Caesar. Yeah, that was just the way he was known.
meant something along the
Okay.
lines of hairy.
That's actually
Eventually,
hilarious.
women often became hereditary and were sometimes used to differentiate different branches of a gender. So,
So
interesting.
3 names then. So we have a personal. Which way is it? Personal name first or family name first?
So it seems to be genus.
Praenomen being family name, right? That has been.
No. Nomen is your family name. Praenomen, I think, is your pre-name.
Okay,
so
so
your your own
personal
name.
name, then family name, then nickname.
Yeah. And I feel like
Okay.
nickname would come from maybe if it's a militaristic.
Definitely from
civilization.
a war type thing, or like maybe a weapon
Yeah.
you use, or a specialization you have, or like a
If
way
you're-
that
if
you've
you're a
acted.
craftsman
If
or
you're honorable
you-
versus considered being not honorable, that could be another thing we could think
Yeah.
about there. Okay,
It could be effectively your label that you either carry with pride or
or it's
hide
like
with
your
great
shame. Yeah.
Yeah.
That becomes kind of a nickname.
Uh,
Okay, I like this idea. So I'm gonna type this in here. So Roman, I can't type. Roman pre-name. I'm just gonna type this in English. Family name. I'm just gonna type it in proper English. Personal name. Family name. Nickname. Okay. Okay, so what do you think her family name can be then? We could say a like apostrophe because it still works because we're doing a
Can it
mix,
be
right? So it could be a
something along the lines of eternal. It could be like.
What's
literally
eternal in
L-
French?
L-
I'm curious.
Eternel.
Well, never mind.
Do you want to know what immortal is? Immortel.
Oh wow. Did you steal that from us or did we steal it from you? I really don't know anymore. Also, wait, does Ghost have pizza? Ghost, if you have pizza, I'm jealous. Where's mine? Where's my pizza, man?
True, I could order pizza just to make
Dude,
you jealous.
don't make me jealous. You know I can't order shit in the middle of nowhere.
I can't. Probably
And his
afford to
nickname
order
is
anything
Salad.
either.
That's funny.
So I think she could be named something along the lines of maybe not immortal, but we could look up the I feel like the undying or everlasting, perhaps.
I think that as a nickname is great.
And as a surname, I feel like it would simply be a callback to her origins, right? So her I feel
Like who she was
like
before
might
she
have either
became
chosen it
immortal.
herself, or it
Yeah.
might be-
I think
Yeah.
we definitely need a family name that kind of roots her into the region, like being from the region, like, you know. Always amuses me the French for 1,000. What's the French for that? Is no, cent is 100. Mille? Wait, is that 1,000?
Yeah.
1,000 is mille? Like a million?
No,
What's a million then?
million is million. Milliard. Like a million, milliard, million, billion. We didn't do the B because billion just sounds weird.
So mille is 1,000. Million is million, and milliard is fucking out. Alright, cool.
Yeah,
Mindfuck.
that's a mouthful, isn't it?
It's a mindfuck. That's what that is. But me, I'd say the wrong one all the time. Yeah, I can see the amusement ghost. Fucking
Yeah.
hell. That's kind of funny, actually. Funny but confusing. Okay, so we need a family name. So I think having a D apostrophe just to really root them in the region would be nice. And then we could literally we could just pick her place, like, on the map. And be like, of one of these places. Linkard. How many of these
Could it be
work
an
with a
old
D
name for that
apostrophe?
place?
It could be, because we don't know how old she is. That's kind of the whole thing, is people don't really know how old she is.
So it could be a name that literally has no origin. Like it's just we could make something.
We could literally make it like,
It's like a land.
we could even just do like, of the Ashen, because this is like the Ashen Waste region, right? Dashan? Works?
It could be.
Like, of the Ashen, essentially. But like, close but not quite.
Simply.
Like Dashan. Like, it's... kind of close to ashen,
Well,
but maybe an
you're
old thing
using
for
the
it.
England. You're gonna be using the English word, but you could just
Yeah, but it sounds French enough.
say
What's
it could
what's
be
ashen
d'apostrophe
in...
cendre. It's cendre.
What's that? Huh?
So CEDRE.
Wait, C-E, say again. I'm dyslexic.
E
Yeah.
D R E, and there's normally an accent, but I don't know if you have the ability to do accents. Oh, CND. Sorry, my bad. I can't spell. I'm also dyslexic.
Huh? Wait. Right, say it again. One more time. From the sea.
I'm gonna
Okay.
DM it to you.
Wait,
It's
this is
gonna be
two
easier than
dyslexics
this,
trying to figure out how to fucking spell one word.
Yes. Why is it sending me to a different chat when I try to?
This is
so
why we need
confusing.
Effective just to fucking babysit. Type the accent here and she can copy paste it. Or type it to me in Discord, yeah, and I can copy paste it. Okay. Oh,
No, no,
okay. I see. Okay, yeah, no, I did not get that from what you just said, like, at all. That's kind of funny. Okay. So you'd pronounce that how?
With the D apostrophe.
Yeah.
Descendre.
Descendre? Okay.
You're rolling the R. You don't need to roll it. This is French, not Spanish.
Habit. From the
It is
fucking
in the
Elvish that Effect made.
No. You roll it at the back.
So I've started doing it. This is going to become just a chatting stream, I swear to God, but that's fine. I don't care. So I've started doing, I started working with a community group called Obsidian who run tabletop RPG tables in local businesses across Dorset to encourage like community growth and stuff, right? And community stuff to be happening because it's dying all over Dorset. Kids these days, am I right? But anyway, so I've started running a table for them. They've opened a new site. I'm helping them run it close to where I live. And so I'm running a D&D table, and it's the first time I run a D&D campaign in a long time. You know, I've been doing this, but I haven't been running D&D. So I was like, fuck it, we're going to do it in the world of Colabria. Helps me playtest some shit and fine-tune some of the areas and whatever else. That's fine. Using D&D 5e, so I've translated a lot of the races over to D&D 5e, and it's great. One of my players, though, is playing a Dawn Elf, and she's, like, so into it. And it's great. It's honestly amazing to see. And I've had several of my players literally going over the website and asking me when's so-and-so page going to get updated because they want more info. And it's, like, it's really heartwarming, but at the same time, oh my god. But she's playing a Dawn Elf, and she literally, I had to send her the Elvish language document. And she's already been we played one session. We've done a session 0 and a session 1, okay? And she's already been using, like, parts of the Elvish stuff in what she's saying. So my fucking dumb brain has been having to fucking translate what she's saying in real time. So I've been getting way better at Elvish. But at the same time, I'm like, holy shit. God fucking damn it. Why did Effect do this to me? Yeah, like she's already been giving like the greeting people with the Dawn Elven Sorosta, which is like sun greets you, and she's been like giving like anyone who she thinks is young, because the elves live quite a long time compared to other races. They call them Chana, with Chana being like child almost. It's like an endearing name for like a child or a young being. And shit like that, and she's just like been randomly like dropping words every like, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, what does that mean again? Like, fuck's sake. Like, this is mine and Effect's project, and I can't fucking remember what she's saying. It's been really eye-opening, and it's made me want to kill Effect on more than one occasion while sitting at that table. But it's been nice, but fuck my life. It's when I wish Effect was in the UK so I could have him sat at the table next to me, just translating for me. Anyway, so and then nickname. Nickname, I think, going for something like Immortal or something, or even Champion. What's like Champion in like a French or Latin? What's Champion in like Latin? Let's look at both. See if we can mash them together.
I feel like it's going to be, considering that French has its roots in Latin, it's probably going to be very similar.
I think so, right? I mean, so does English, but French more so than English, because English has been tainted by a lot of like Nordic.
It's an amalgamation.
Ooh. Vindicium is Champion in Latin.
Oh, Vindicium. Okay.
That's pretty cool, actually. Okay, what's the French?
Champion? Champion. Champion! Sorry.
No, it's okay. That was just that was kind of funny. Not gonna lie.
I'm just remembering a really old sketch. This is someone going champion. Oh god, awful.
We could go very like mix it with English a little bit. Vindica. We could even just put like an A, like A-R, or Vindici.
Yeah. It just needs to like hint towards.
Bricia
towards it,
Descendre. Descendre? Descendre. I'm rolling the R again. It's very Spanish. Wow, I've turned Spanish all of a sudden. And then Vindice. Do I need an accent on that E? How do you think it sounds better? Because this is like Vindis.
Descendre Vindis. Bodicia. Descendre Vindis. Vindis. Well, if we want to make it sound a little bit more
Frenchy,
Roman, it could be Bodicia, Descendre, Vindice.
Well, no matter how you say it, it sounds pretty cool. So, if you go more
I think
of the
most people are probably going to pronounce it wrong anyway. So,
Vantacor. Ooh, that's kind of nice too.
that's cool. I like that.
I actually think I prefer that, Ghost. Because again, we're doing like a little nod towards the origin of the like champion name, but at the same time we're making it original. Vantacor. Okay, I like him both ways. I can't wait for everyone to be tripping over these names. It's gonna be so much fun. We are like an hour and 8 minutes into the stream. We have made one person. It was already partially made before this. No, we've done a lot on names. Name origins. Latin, French, Gaelic, Ghoulish. Is that how you spell ghoulish? Because it's G-A-U-L is ghoul, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's probably spelled like that.
You know what? I understand it. That's what matters. Imagine those that have to voice act the character and have them say their name. I mean, thankfully, I basically never put the character... Like, actually, we actually have what the voice is going to be, like, the lines are going to be for this character written already. Effects did it ages ago in a creative prompt, Rally of the Orcs. So there's this whole, like, speech she's giving to a crowd, which is brilliant. So thankfully, she doesn't say her name in it. Because, yeah, otherwise I think some people would struggle. A lot. So, avoiding that. Okay, now we've done one person. Congratulations to us. Okay, so let's start thinking about some taverns, shops, other destinations, smithies, forges, maybe caravan establishments, etc. I am insert name here, and I am a fighter. Yeah, see, even Ghost doesn't want to try to type that name back out again. Okay. So let's think about some places. I think obviously we're going to need some shops and taverns. This is the capital we're talking about, right? So there's going to be a hub there. We're definitely going to need a good like handful of taverns, I think. Maybe a handful of like more basic shops. Maybe then we'll go for like we could go for a forge as well for the runesmiths. We could go for a fabric shop for the loom sages. I think it'd be good to get a little bit of everything in here. So let's say we're definitely going to want a loom sage here. We'll definitely want a runesmith. So we want one of each of the occupations in each capital, right? And a gastromancer, for sure. No, I don't want to type too many. Alright, let's think about those standard three first. Our three specializations and occupations. Anyone got any ideas for a name for a loom sage's shop? Go ahead, Bonner.
I'm just looking. I'm just translating some stuff in Google Translate from French to Latin to see if I can make something.
Make something fun. So just for context to anyone who missed this while Banner's doing some quick Googling, so a Loom Sage, a Runesmith, and a Gastromancer are 3 of our 4 specializations, okay, that we have in Colabria. Specializations are things that you can take alongside your class that level independently. So they level based on each item that you make, will give you a certain amount of XP towards that level, towards the specialization, and that way you'll level up and gain access to more complex things. A Loom Sage basically creates non-armored clothing and things like that, so anything that's using kind of cloth and or fabrics in any way, shape or form, they can then enchant those with different abilities, essentially calling on the Dream Weave, basically, which is our magic system, to give properties to the fabric. A runesmith is obviously anyone who makes armors and such. They carve runes into runes of the weave into armor pieces, anything made of metal, also metallic weaponry, etc., would come under a runesmith. Then we have a gastromancer, who basically just makes shit tons of food with magically imbued properties that might heal you. They might give you some extra strength for an hour, they might give you a whatever, right? So they give you little buffs here and there. And the idea is, in every capital city, we definitely want at least one of each of these specializations to be present there, as a place that players can go to seek new recipes or designs, to learn a bit more about the specializations, or perhaps even pick up a specialization if they don't already have one. As some GMs might offer it straight off the bat, and some GMs might say, no, it's something you can learn in the world if you choose to. I think that about covers it. How are we getting on, Banner?
Well, I've just looked up a bunch of different ways of saying string, like something like string, thread, cord, webbing, ties, bands, all that. So there are interesting ones here, and I'm going to put it in chat quickly as an example of something like Albus's string, so corded albus. Could be an interesting way of like it.
Okay.
If we're going with this kind of naming scheme of like several names for different people. It could even be like the origin of a surname phenomenon for different people, as it's basically kind of I'm of this shop, of this place, and so it's the owner of the place is called Albus, but if he were to gain more renown, perhaps that would then become like a family name in itself.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Is it the other way around then? Because if Albus is their actual name, that's the personal name, no?
Yeah. I feel like in this, it's an example.
Yeah, no, I'm with you though. So like Albus Corda? Corda?
Well, Corda means robe. I mean, I feel like that would just be the name of the shop. It just means string.
Well, the shops don't have to have Frenchy names if you don't want them to, but the people very much do. Because that's like lineage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's like try and change chord slightly. I like the idea of corda, so like I just want to see if we can change it to make it sound more Latin-y as well. Like I feel like AE is like corde would make it sound more Latin-y. And then a nickname. Oh boy.
Well, they don't necessarily have to.
They don't have to have a nickname.
If he is a famous one in that case, I feel like.
If he's like the head of this specialization in this region, I feel like he would have a nickname of some kind.
It could be
They're weavers, right? Both weavers of the Dream Weave and of fabrics, so it's kind of like a twofer, right?
Actually, weirdly enough, there's 2 nouns for weaver in Latin: polymateria. Yes. Or textor.
Fucking hell. Alright.
Yeah. I feel like polymateria sounds pretty fancy.
Sounds really cool. How do you spell that?
I'm just put it in chat.
You knew immediately that I was not going to be able to do it.
Yeah. Look at that word. And
Let's.
tell me
Okay, instead of eos, we'll just do an I. So polymateri. Albus Cordae. Cordae Polymateri. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool. Can we Frenchify this last name a little bit though? This nickname. Like it, because French is, you don't use as many like I's and Y's, do you, in French?
Yeah, put an E at the end, and that's very French.
Yeah. Or should we change the I here as well?
No.
Polymater?
No. Polymeter. It's depending on how you pronounce it. It will be a callback to Polymetarius. Without changing the word too much, which just means weaver, simply. It's a very sound, so fancy way of saying weaver, it seems.
So this is a loom sage. So we're going to say this is a guy? Is this a guy? Is it a girl? Is it a non-binary pal? Is it a gender fluid queen?
I feel like if it's
Albus is a very masculine name. Could be a gay guy. Oh my god, yeah. We can make it a gay guy. 100% we can make it a gay guy.
We can't have an Albus who's gay. I'm boycotting...
No, actually, I'm more concerned about the fact that we'd make a gay guy the loom sage. I feel like that's taking a stance. The knitting one is going to be the gay one. I feel like that's maybe... it's risky.
Look, I'm sorry, but I do crochet, and I do identify as pretty fucking gay.
And
I'm sorry, do you expect straight people to actually do any knitting? It's not taking a stance, it's just real.
It's just real. Yeah, that's kind of why I feel like we kind of need to, but also we could break the gender norm and the sexuality norm here and make them straight. You know?
They can be
it's a struggle.
Gay, but like hyper masculine,
like a bear.
Brutish.
Like they're gonna be a bear.
No. More like a. Oh, actually, wait. My partner's calling me. I will have to.
No, you're good.
I'll be right back.
You're good. Okay, so we're gonna make him to a bear before Barney can come back and disagree. This is a terrible idea. Okay, so loom sage owner. We need a shop name of the TBD. This is my. Oh god, we're going back to TBD. My notes used to be littered with just TBD written everywhere. We're starting again. Owner of the which is the main specialization hub for the region. So this individual, male orc, has a very macho, masculine, appearance and general attitude, but is actually a softie. I feel like this works. I know I can spell macho. Partner works in the shop with them time to time. No, with them when needed. And we need another name. God fucking damn it. Alright. Names. Martin. I think Martin's kind of a nice name. Martin, maybe? Soften it a little bit. Martin. That works. And then they're part of the same family. Well, they're married now, so I'm guessing they're kind of part of the same family. We call them married. Husband. I like the idea as well that Albus's nickname would be Polly. Or Polymatière. The same way that like Julius Caesar's, obviously Augustus Julius Caesar, was known as just Caesar. So Albus Cordae Polymatier would be known as Polymatier, or Poly. Martin Corday would be back in 5. No worries, buddy. So Martin. Martin Corday. Jesus fucking Christ. Needs a nickname of their own. Nickname which we can definitely pull from Latin. We could go with like helper or Fabrica is fabric, which is not very helpful. That's definitely Latin rooted. Okay. We're learning so much today. We could go with the fact that that's like their love, so their nickname could be something to do with that, but... Amorane? Amorane? Amorane. Martin Corday. Yeah, fuck it, we're going with that. Lana can come and yell at me when he gets back and be like, that's terrible! But that's fine, we're sticking with it for now. Additional information, acts as the place to pick up the loom sage specialization or to gain new patterns. Okay, so like I said, the loom sage, hold on, gastro monster named Cookie Monster, as they make cookies that both heal, nourish, or poison. Wait, should I look up what's the Latin for monster? Monstrum? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cookie apparently in Latin, this could be very wrong. Crustulum. Crustulum. We could definitely do a play on the Latin word for cookie, 100%. I'd be actually down for that. Okay, hold on. Let's think of a first name. Are they going to be male, female, non-binary? What's the gist, Ghost? So name, family name. And then you could do a play on the Latin for cookie or biscuit. Crustular. Crustule is like cookie essentially. Similar.
I pretend.
Aye. We're basically making Cookie Monster in Latin. Don't mind us.
I love that. I love that actually.
I found out that cookie is basically crustulum, so I've just crustule is the nickname.
Wait, what cookie could be? Oh, okay, yeah, I like that.
Alright, so now we just need a first name. Also, I made their partner, and I don't know if this name makes any sense at all, but I kind of thought it was kind of cute, so yeah.
Yeah, what is the name?
Oh wait, can you not see on? I need to stream on Discord too, because it'll be quicker than you catching up on. Hold up.
That would actually be faster.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I normally do for a fact. I just completely forgot to do it because you joined later on. There you go.
Wait, what? Discord? What am I? There we go. What is with the image in the streaming thing? Like, I just see. What is that?
That's the vibe for my voice chat right now. Effect isn't here, okay? That's how I'm feeling. Leave me alone.
Well, I'm here though.
I know, but I wasn't expecting you to be here, and I said it when I first joined the chat. And to be honest, I still feel like that. French, Latin, Gaulish, Gaelic mix is stressful, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty stressful combination.
Anyway, here's the name.
Okay. Martin Cordaillet Amoran. That's cute, I like that.
Because, like, amor being love in Latin, and I thought it's, like, cute because it's the husband of the Loom Sage owner. Like, helps out in the shop from time to time, you know?
Yeah.
I thought it was a cute name. Anyway, so back onto the Cookie Monster guy. So he's a gastromancer. Okay. So... of TBD, which is gonna cover my notes again soon. I used to have TBD literally on like every other line when I was still figuring out stuff. Now I've gotten a lot better at not leaving TBDs written all over my notes, but here we are. Effect's not here, blame it on him. He can fix it in post.
I put work in progress over all my notes because I'm just like, oh, it's just a blank.
Well, this bit's just like facts because this is what we're doing. So, the Gastromancer Specialization Hub, the Obsidian Fells, the guy is somewhat nicknamed after the Cookie Monster. A little inside joke nod for those of us who are in chat today who noticed the connection. So, Crustule being Crustulum being cookie. Vibes would be there. So, we're saying he's known especially for his cookie making abilities, which can heal, nourish, or poison.
Heal, nourish, or poison.
On his mood and purpose. Is that how you spell nourish? As an O-U. Okay.
That sounds a little
chaotic?
A little crazy.
Little fucking chaos? Okay, I'm gonna say that canon. A bit chaotic, but an excellent master of gastromancy. Wait, do you know what though? We could make him a Jesuit instead of an orc. This is a Jesuit region as well. Jesuit exist here. They're also native to this area. They're chaotic. They're creative. They love making things. Loom Sage, I feel like you'd have to be too patient to be a Loom Sage, and I don't think Jesuit have the patience to be a Loom Sage, traditionally speaking. But this one... in which case, Jesuit only really have one name, normally. So they could literally just be a Jesuit called Crustule.
Actually, that's...
or Crustulas, because... okay, because Crustulas, because there's normally harsher consonants on Jesuit's names, so ending it as Z makes it sound even more Jesuit, and then it's basically just called Cookie. And he's a bit of a monster, so he is kind of a cookie monster.
Yeah, I like that. How are Jesuits, like, treated in this area?
Right, so the orcs hold dominion over Jesuit. The Jesuit are native to this region, much like the orcs are, but the orcs are the ones in charge, generally speaking. Jesuit naturally defer to them. Jesuit are considered very useful members of society in their creative capabilities and their ability to create new machines of war. And to be the one, they also use them to mine. So if we actually look on the map down here, the Jesuit kind of areas are down here. You can tell from the very Jesuit names, their towns are literally called Fidget and Tinker, versus the Tazik and Rakesk and Zikla of the orcs, right? Their cities are based near dormant volcanoes where they have great forges in them. They are inventive, creative, but they are considered lower than the orcs in society. But that doesn't mean they're not respected in their own regard. Like I said, the orcs know they have a purpose, they know that they are useful, and they wouldn't want to, but they also don't want to lose control of their dominion, if that makes sense. So they wouldn't defer too much power to them, but they can still respect and allow them to own businesses, because of course, like, they recognize their use in those fields. My tiefling in one of Libas's campaigns was called Behayud, sorry, which is Mandoa for cookie. Fuck's sake, bro. You literally looked up the Mandoa for that? Ay, ay, ay. Sukorga. But fucking crazy. Sukoiga. Yeah. Hydrate and posture check. Bonnie, you better be hydrating.
I can absolutely hydrate, yeah.
With water or alcohol?
Water.
Okay.
I'm saving the alcohol for tomorrow night.
Good. Just checking. Thank you, Flax. Hope football's gone
I might as
well.
well save it for tomorrow night. You know, it's a tournament.
Wait, what's tomorrow night? Sorry, I'm spaced out.
You do the siege tournament.
Oh no, we're not doing the tournament tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Goose Goose Duck, and Among Us, or Among Us, one or the other. Goose Goose Duck is free, I think.
That's true. I own it as well.
Yeah, so you can join us. Yeah, it's community games night tomorrow. Siege tourneys are going to be starting once a month on Sundays on my personal stream. Sorry, we're getting onto that now, guys. My shameless plug, I guess. Fuck it. I mean, this is my channel and that's my channel, so fuck it. So if anyone's interested in joining Siege tournaments, just let me know and I'll move you over to. I'll give you an invite to my server. I need to get like 16 people together though for that, so we need to get some more Siege folks involved. If there's any people you want to reach out to and invite, do so. I'm gonna slowly poach some people from Azzy's server. I'm joking. No, it's not really poaching because she wants to join in on them too. So if she wants them, she needs to spread the word. I've already done all the spreadsheets, I've already made all the screens, I've already done everything prepped for it though, so ready and good to go soon. But no, tomorrow night we will be imbibing on some alcoholic beverages while playing the age-old deception-based games with the Aztecs community as well on my personal Twitch. But yes. So, this Gastromancer, owner of to be decided shop name, is the main specialization hub in the Obsidian Fells for gastromancy. He's especially known for his cookie-making abilities, which can heal, nourish, or poison, depending on his mood and purpose. He's a bit chaotic, but an excellent master of gastromancy, hence how he keeps his position. Maybe think twice before eating some of his food.
No, well, yes. I feel like everyone's kind of... Maybe I feel like a lot of people would be excited to eat his food because of the randomness of it.
100%. Yeah, but also, like, if you've insulted him even subtly at some point in the day, or he's taken offense to anything you've said, probably hide.
It's not the spit you'll find in there.
Yeah, it's probably some kind of, like, literal dream-weaved poison. Not worth it. Not worth it. Maybe even a curse.
We have to be really good friends with, God, what kind of... Wait, are there any alchemists? I guess alchemists would be gastromancers.
Well, alchemy is a separate art in of itself. It's a little bit more complicated, though. Alchemy does exist. Herbalism, alchemy type vibes, that is a thing.
Yeah.
Which is actually a good point. That is a specialization we need to design, but I haven't designed it yet, so...
Okay.
By the by. But 100% I think they should be great friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Great friends.
Because gastromancy is specifically about, like, food. Baking, cooking, that kind of thing, right? As alchemists, it will certainly be more about, you know, the potion designing. But we've already got a load of potion ingredients in the world and potions that we want to make them, so yeah. The gastro crust is the name for it. I feel like having, because his actual name is Crystalaz, so...
I mean, it could be the, if we're gonna go for it.
I mean, if we're saying he's a little bit insane, his place could literally be called, like, some long arbitrary name that's something along the lines of, the amazing Crystalaz Emporium of Gastro Arts or something.
I think just that name. The Amazing Emporium,
Crystalab's Amazing Emporium of Gastromance, of the Gastromantic Arts.
Yeah.
Can't type.
I will likely have to go when my cargo arrives. Which is unfortunate because I would love to stay, but I do need to.
That is a-okay, buddy. I kind of like pulled you in here last minute, so.
It's fun. I like it. I've always wanted to join in a Colabria stream.
Oh, there you go. Well, you've always been in chat, but yeah. No, I just thought, hey, I'm lonely today, so why not? And its name is so long that it needs an additional piece of sign that sticks off the side of the building. Oh, I kind of like that. Like, they've had to add a little bit extra, like, on the end.
It sort of hangs off on the side, like hung up by a chain. Or it's just a wooden board that's been stamped on the side.
Yeah, like just been nailed on.
What does his store look like, actually?
Well, that's the thing, we haven't really thought about
it's
that.
It's a very fancy name. And like, yeah, what is the architecture of this area? Is it was the place already
so
built?
So the Orcish architecture is kind of a mix between Gothic and slightly steampunk. Think steampunk Gothic vibes.
Okay, so
yeah.
Warhammer 40k.
More Gothic though, on the side of Gothic with the Orcish specific areas. You get more into steampunk towards the Jesuit areas.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like
So
Warhammer, but not more dark stones and shit. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I was thinking of like their ships, their spaceships. I don't know a lot about Warhammer, but I just know that they've got these like cathedral things all over the place.
Oh, okay, I know what you're thinking about. Yeah, that's yeah, but yeah.
My brain just imagined the entire Orcish, like, you know the towns that are just all brick in the UK, and I don't know why it was darker brick, but it's just all brick. Every house is the fucking same. It's just a brick.
No, so this region, the Obsidian Fells, is obviously named so because of its Black Mountain range that has like obsidian mixed with stone and stuff in it. So they use that for like the darker, so the more Gothic architecture style, for the more Orcish specific region, like areas of cities and stuff, will very much be using that dark kind of like black rock obsidian to make those dark accents on things, and then using like a lighter stone, like greyish stone for the general foundations and things. But then we will have elements of like steampunky kind of cogs and designs and things for the more Jesuit areas, or around the more crafty places like, you know, the runesmiths and things, which are going to be more Jesuit in nature, because the Jesuit are basically artificers of this world, I guess is the best way to put it, and they make a lot of crazy shit. We have like star magic as well in this world, manifestation through the stars that are essentially aspects of life stream. And the Jesuits have started creating the star signs within orbs that they put into machines to try and manifest the power of the sign of the constellation, and put it into tools, which is kind of crazy and really cool.
Pretty cool.
Me and Effect have actually officially made all of the star signs now. Whoop whoop. Only took us like 3 hours. And I definitely didn't write a 12-page thesis on it already, which will eventually go up on the website.
Holy shit.
Yeah, my turn to write the thesis.
Victorian goth.
Steampunks, yeah. Victorian goth steampunks.
If you look up gothic steampunk on Google, you get some
kind of curious
crazy outfits, and I'm starting looking at orcs. Imagining orcs like dressed in like these, like.
Yeah, basically that's the vibe. That's actually the vibe. Wait, hold on. If we actually go onto the Kai's grimoire, so Malachi, Kai shortened. Okay. This is the thesis that Effect wrote on the Dreamweave, and this is the way he did his character, and this is the way he did Malachi in Hero Forge.
Hey, I have the same kind of hat.
Definitely the French inspiration there, but yeah. But like, look, the dark nails and the very long dark coat.
They're elegant orcs, to be honest. Like, they might be militaristic, but at least they're kind of like.
Oh yeah, they're militaristic, but they do have style, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a vibe.
So if it's steampunk style, like uniformed, military, fancy, your average foot soldiers, you know, dressed up, looking nice, by like magic, magic
Dreamweave.
garments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like, pretty powerful nation, all things considered.
They are.
taking over the world?
Because the leader of the nation is the champion of war, and as I said, all divine power is given to create balance. So the idea is that the champions of war's job is to maintain balance, right? So knowing that that is her position, yes, if they're attacked, they'll take no prisoners and they'll probably wipe out a whole civilization, but her job is to try and make sure that they don't basically create a vacuum of the balance in the world and things like that.
Wait, she'll wipe out whole civilization. It's giving trouble.
Well, no, she's saying if they were attacked. So they've had like a bit of an uneasy peace treaty with the Tabaranian trolls who lived like just past the mountain range this way. That's why they have a tower here. You know, and they kind of have that uneasy peace because the trolls are the more barbaric kind of group, right?
They have one tower that's watching over this entire area?
Well, they, like I said, it's a peacetime thing. Plus, if they wanted to go into the Ashen Waste, it's super fucking dangerous. So the only realistic route of them getting like down into the area would be going around.
Ooh, I see.
There's a reason
Going
roads
around
don't
it, yeah.
pass through the Ashen Wastes.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
So this is kind of like defending the main route in, unless you want to struggle with ash falling constantly, breeding problems, a number of other things that you would struggle with going through the Ashen Wastes. So yeah, but so they have like these uneasy truths. The main fight they currently have is actually with the Tarnished Ones of the Isles of Tarn, who frequently raid their shores. So that is their current fight, is predominantly with them. Because the Tarnished Ones are like a slaving group. They're mindless, they're filled with rage. They're literally...
Okay.
They kidnap people, take them to the mountain on the Isles of Tarn, where Tarn, the Divine of Fire, exists, who then burns their souls and their bodies, puts them into clay-like bodies, essentially, that are created by him, which have that uncanny valley kind of feel to like humans. But when you cut them, they don't bleed. They just clay. Very weak to fire. They're very interesting. But yeah, he basically twists their souls to have all of his rage in them and then sends them back out to attack the world. Because he's angry and trapped in the volcano. There's a long story behind that, which I'll get up on the... which I think might be partially on the website, but I'll get that up on the website. He essentially killed another divine after the world was scarred. The world being... the primordial world literally being his parent, so... he was very angry about the situation, got trapped there, still pissed off with people who follow the divines who hurt the world, and so sends out the Tarnished Ones to basically make the lives of anyone who he deems to be a threat to the world, to make sure they pay.
Engi man-child, got it.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, for God's sake, he's the Divine of Fire, what more can you expect? You know what I mean? Like...
yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
he is the wrath of the world. That's kind of his thing. Meanwhile, you got like Tide, who's the Divine of Water, just casually, just walking across the bottom of the ocean every year, just saying hi to all our little people in the seas.
Does Tide have a child named Pod?
No, but you know why we called her Tide? This is a little bit of a detour, but it kind of makes sense. So we called her Tide because like Effect was joking about like how, you know, the tide comes in. So we said, oh, and now when we're talking about, now in this world, if they say, oh, the tide's coming in, it means tide is passing by. Because it would displace the water, because she's a giant immortal being. So it would displace the water enough to mean, yeah, the tide would come in on the shore. But at the same time, tide is coming in. Tide, the god of divine of water, is there. So it's like a double entendre. It was just a little funny little jokey thing we talked about. And we were like, actually, fuck it. So all of our divines of elemental divines have names beginning with T. So we have Tide, who's the like I said, divine of water. That's her thing. We've got Tarn. He's the male divine of fire. Terra is the actually non-binary divine of the earth.
Okay.
Whose form is not humanoid. Is like a
I like that.
Is almost snake-like rock creature that lives in the mountain range and curls through tunnels in the mountains in the dwarven region in the Hymian Rises, and the dwarves know that Terra's there and is very much protective of them. And then we have Torrent, who's also non-binary. Torrent is the divine of air, who is currently a literal giant tornado vortex thing in the middle of the Gordathian region of the Eros rises, because the elves are trying to kill them. And yeah.
Why are the elves trying to kill? That's probably a side note again. If we're
because the divines who predominantly tried to wake the primordial earth because they were throwing a hissy fit were Adita, who's the goddess of dawn, creator of the dawn elves, Arta, the god of dusk, twin sibling of Adita and creator of the dusk elves. So they have a bit of a rivalry going on with the elements, because they think the elemental divines are the reason that Sesame didn't wake, and they're kind of just still having a hissy fit fight with each other.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, who would have thunk that gods with power want more power? It's an age-old thing, you know?
Yeah. You'd think the gods would be kind of satisfied with, ruling over an entire domain, but I guess if there's no overarching power to keep them in check. I guess if they're embodied with greed and
well, see, one of the gods who also joined the conquest against to wake the divines was Flux. Funnily enough, hey Flux in chat. No, a guy called Flux who is the divine of sins and virtues. So, essentially, so Flux is a tragic god who cannot control their own form. They flip randomly between states of sin and states of virtue.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, that was really cool.
Basically, while they were in a state of sin, they joined Adita and Arta in the destruction of Sesame, in the creation of the Great Divide. And, now whenever they're in states of virtue, they're constantly trying to make up for that. You can't really just fix something that's that catastrophic. So it's like this constant fight thing. Yeah, I know. You are also known to be tragic, Flex. This is true. You have a rocket ice lolly ghost? Again, where's mine? I feel like this is,
Ghost, I feel like you're trying to make us both hungry.
I mean, it's working.
It is working, yeah.
I've eaten food and everything today. For once. And I'm just hungry again. Oh, to be fair, I do have ice cream downstairs. When the stream ends, I'm getting ice cream.
Vegan ice cream in their freezer. I should have.
Vegan now? Okay, that's.
There's vegan Ben & Jerry's. There's vegan Ben & Jerry's cookie dough ice cream.
Damn. Oh, I knew about that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive, but it's good. And it doesn't give me the squits. Alright, speaking of
okay, and do you know what's funny though? Yeah. I was gonna say, we're reaching the 2-hour mark. I am exhausted. I've had a really long week. I know it's going to be a slightly shorter stream today, but I might call it here. We've done a few people, which is all good. So what we might do, because this has been a bit chaotic, this is what happens when I don't have effect keeping me grounded. This is what happens. So I know we were planning on spending a bit more time in this region anyway. We were going to spend a couple of extra streams on it. I think we should circle back to this at some point, and we'll do more people once we have a better idea of the plants and everything as well of the region. I think it would give us a bit of a stronger kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna call it here. We're gonna wish Effect all the best on his travels. We hope he gets back home safely. He's turning until mid next week, I don't think, or something, or beginning of next week. But he should be back for next Colabria stream. And as always, Effect will fix it. And if that's the only thing you take away from today, then that's fine. I will be putting that on a t-shirt. You know what? I'm gonna go and sort that out after stream, maybe once I've gone and gotten some ice cream. But yeah, if anyone's interested in just watching some random gaming content, we'll be playing Goose Goose Duck over on my personal stream tomorrow. I stream on my personal stream. I stream 3 days a week. So, yeah, it's a vibe, I guess. Shameless plug. Fuck it. I will also soon be setting up a throne. Sorry, real quick. I will also be setting up something called a Throne. Throne account is Throne is a way that people can donate to the stream, but in specific ways. So you can actually buy things for the stream. So I'll be setting up one for Colabria shortly. It's a better way to tip that doesn't go through Twitch and things which take off money and everything. But what it also does is for Colabria specifically, I have one for my personal one, but for Colabria specifically, I'm going to set up a Throne where you can actually put your money towards specific things for the project. For example, you can buy a commissioned piece of art for us for something, or you could buy a commissioned voice acting thing for something, or something like that, right? So if there's a way that you want to donate in any kind of way in the future, that will soon be a thing that will be set up that you can actually see where your money is going. if that makes sense. So that is something that I'm going to be setting up soon. As a little side note, I was introduced to it by a fellow streamer called the Ednax. She's great. Check her out as well. And it is a really cool way of doing things. Obviously, I don't expect people to give money. It's a really tough time for a lot of people right now. And I absolutely do not expect it at all, but I just want the options to be there for people to actually physically see where things are going if they do give money, because I want to be very open and honest with everyone about where everything kind of stands. So, yeah. With that said, I'm going to call it here. So next week, we'll be moving on to animals of the Obsidian Fells. A nice little orcish region. So we'll be on that next week. Week after we'll do plants, and I hope to see you guys all there. Any random streams that pop up through the week, which you never know, there might be, then come chill with me. If not, see you on Friday. Bye guys, and thanks Banner for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.